What's up, gamers, and welcome back for more WotC-20. Today's matchup is Metal Chansey versus Arcanine. Arcanine on the right side, Metal Chansey will be on the left. And it looks like opening actives are going to be Cleffa v Cleffa, very classic for WotC-20, with a single Sentret on the bench for Chansey. And it looks like Chansey also getting that turn 1. So a metal attached for turn 2 Cleffa. Usually you'll want to see those on the Chansey, but if it's your only energy in hand, going for the Cleffa makes sense. And a quick flip for that Eek will send this hand back into the deck and will allow for a first turn to be taken for Arcanine. An immediate fan club, good turn 1 card there, is going to pull out a Growlithe and a Voltorb. That is Voltorb from Skyridge, that Growlithe from base set, so all across the sets there for the synergy, but the Growlithe is nice because it has 60 HP, not very common on basics, unless you're running something like Scyther. And then that Voltorb, as we were talking about, from Skyridge has some useful attacks, but I don't think this deck, aside from zapping onto that Voltorb, will be able to unlock them. It will be Fire Attach for turn 2 that Cleffa. And there's also a Comp Search in hand, and it's going to be an Elm, so good turn 1 here for Arcanine. Really needs to go out fast. Metal Chansey can get up and running pretty quickly as well with DCEs and Furret, but I think Arcanine's game plan here to win is going to have to be aggroing down the bench for Chansey. So you're going to want to target those Furrets, you're going to want to target the Espeon that is usually paired up with Chansey in these decks. And you really want to isolate Chansey to not have the utilities on the bench behind it, force it to hit you and take massive recoil damage. So looks like a Stadium was just considered there. And considering Buzzap, it would not surprise me if that is Energy, or not Energy Stadium, no Removal Gym to preserve your energy. And Eek will be attempted here, so can't play trainers after playing Elm. That's probably what happened there. And Eek is a Tails anyway, but that's fine. You're keeping 7 cards, can't be the worst hand. And then Chansey's side, benching 2 Chansey, so there they are. A Gold Berry attaches to 1, always effective on big HP like Chansey, along with the DCE, Scrunch also being a usable attack. You can see a Devo Spray in there, that's for a Blissey setup. And Eek was a Tails, so both sides slowly getting set up here. There is our first evolve into base set Electrode with that Buzzap power, and there is the no removal gym we were talking about earlier, can now be played with Elm having been last turn. And Electrode itself, if you're not familiar with Buzzap, anytime during your turn you can knock your Electrode out, your opponent will prize up, but then you can attach Electrode to one of your other Pokemon, and it will provide 2 of a declared energy type. So 2 Fire, 2 Lightning, 2 Water, whatever you want there. It can even do things like 2 Dark, 2 Metal, although it won't provide any other benefits of those special energy cards that people are familiar with. And it looks like it was a DCE for turn onto that Growlithe, into a Computer Search. So I see 1 Cleffa in the bin, not sure what the other discard was, but getting a good deck peep here. You can see a Vending Mime in there. And if you are a big Growlithe and Arcanine fan, just remember that these cards, both of them, the Growlithe and the Arcanine, did get printed in the Legendary Collection Pack, so you can go and get those reverse foils and spike the cost of this deck irrevocably. Into another Elm, okay, so no more trainers for turn again for Arcanine. We'll see what comes out of this. Really looking for the Arcanine, having a little trouble getting set up, it feels like. Fresh 7. Remember, no more trainers. And I see a Town V, a Voltorb. That Voltorb will join the bench. That's a different Voltorb. That is a Rockets Voltorb. And we did find an Arcanine, so Arcanine is down. And Eek will be attempted. And it is good. So deciding not to go aggro quite yet. Could have Bazzapped, could have gone active with Arcanine. Probably did not have a Gust in hand to really make that effective or feel good. Healing Field comes down. That's definitely something both sides can leverage. Takedown from Arcanine dealing 40 to itself. Chansey's Double Edge dealing 80 to itself. Psychic Attach return to Chansey. So both sides capping out their damage at 80. Chansey definitely bulkier though, and it looks like equals the tails again. And another Chansey in hand, but that one's being clutched up on. So now with a fresh Eek hand from Arcanine, we'll see what gets topped there. That's a Gust. Now you might want to wait to see an Evo. Will not wait, we'll pull the Sentret up first. That does make for it more of a dead draw than anything. Cleffa will free retreat, Arcanine will come active. Now you don't have to Buzzap yet. Could attach a Fire Energy. Although Flamethrower is 2 fire and a colorless, so you wouldn't be able to attack, so it does look like the Zap will have to be used here. Defender makes that pretty obvious feeling. Fire Attach return anyway. Zap is choosing Fire. You can see a Retro picked off the prize pile there for Chansey. And it looks like they're going for the takedown. Now, did have the option to use Flamethrower, just would have discarded the Fire Energy. I would have liked to see that instead of taking 10 damage, even though you have the Defender on Arcanine. That probably could have been held for later. Just didn't want that Chansey to come in and take a swing, I assume. And now a Fan Club from Chansey. That's going to grab Black Star Promo Eevee. You can see an Elekid Tech card in there. We know that Eevee is going to be targeting Espeon in the deck from Aquapolis. Being able to bounce energy like Retro Energy or DCEs or Metal on Chansey to make math go in your favor with the Double Edge is very powerful. And I guess the 10 damage on Arcanine, not a huge deal considering Healing Field is down. You could heal it off and preserve your energy. But that was our first prize, and it was a Gust as well as a Buzzap. I think I just saw a Mewtwo in the deck, and the other Sentret will be pulled out. So Fan Club for that Eevee and that Sentret. Like I was saying before, those 2 support cards are a big deal, that being Furret from E-Reader and Espeon from E-Reader. Big deal for Chansey. Energy movement as well as the ability to get energy out of your deck pretty much at will. Very powerful. Retro comes down onto Chansey, so now it has enough energy to be able to attack. But instead, Chansey will go for an Eek, and that will cause Defender to now be discarded. Another Gust in hand. Sentret getting gusted up again. Smart to keep that Furret from showing up. And now I wonder if we'll see Flamethrower. Copycat here. Could have attached for turn before throwing the hand back in, but that's alright. And don't forget to roll for that Healing Field as well. Copycat responding to that Eek will be a strong 7 to pull off the top. That is supported for turn. Quick deck cut. And plenty of energy in hand there. Tyrogue joins the bench, another Voltorb joins the bench. You do have to be careful about how many times you Buzzap in a game, that's for sure. Metal attaches to Arcanine. And did not roll for the Healing Field. Don't forget to do that, people. But that'll be, we'll see if that matters because Arcanine now has 80 HP remaining. Chansey can only deal 80, but there's a Metal Energy on Arcanine, so it would live. Recoil, thanks to that Metal Attach, only being 10, so very similar to Defender, except Defender won't decrease your attack output, so that takedown did 70. Ahead on prizing right now, Arcanine has 4 remaining. And And there is Aquapolis Espeon. Oh, I see a Darkness Energy in hand. That's interesting. So Chansey could come in and take the knockout. Darkness Energy would not be expected here. Double Edge could hit 90, and then Metal would reduce it to 80, perfectly knocking out this Arcanine. Then Espeon can bounce that Darkness Energy the following turn. Any damage ticking onto that Chansey could also eventually be mitigated with Healing Field or Goldberry. I would definitely take the knockout. Alright, Chansey does look like it is going to come in. Darkness does not augment the recoil taken onto Chansey. Of course, it will be quite a bit of recoil. Now that missed Healing Field flip with Arcanine kinda feels bad. Arcanine looked to be 10 damage out of KO range until that Darkness Energy showed up. Everyone's doing the math out. That will be a KO on Arcanine, evening the prizes at 4-4. And then significant recoil to Chansey. Goldberry pops. And a fire attach return to that Tyrogue. Tyrogue pretty good against Chansey. Chansey doesn't want to take recoil for a measly 30 HP baby, but Tyrogue can also hit super effective. Item Finder throwing away a Warp and a Voltorb. We'll see what gets grabbed here. Probably Elm if I had to guess. No, it's no removal gem bouncing that Healing Field. An Electrode comes down. So 2 Electrodes on the bench. Rolling for Smash Punch, and it is good. So that will get 60 damage marked on the Chansey, and on the turn pass back, Darkness Energy will tick to perfectly knock out that Chansey. So prizing 3-4 in favor of Arcanine still. DCE for turn on to bench Chansey. Good math from both sides. Healing Field comes down again, bouncing no removal gem off the field. I can see that fan club coming down here. It's going to be a computer search first. Going to have to discard what will be a Furret. Probably understanding that both Sentrets are in the bin. No point trying to grab Furret or hold on to Furret for later at this point. Difficult discard to pick here. Definitely probably keeping fan club. No? Thought about getting rid of fan club. Interesting. And it will get rid of Fan Club. Okay, so Computer Search throws Furret and Fan Club in the bin, keeping an Elm and some energy. Grabbing Town Volunteers with that Comp Search will immediately throw the Furret back in. It will! So you need to pick 5 valid targets. If there are 5 valid targets, you must pick all 5, I should say. So it will be Furret, Chansey, cannot be Special Energy, probably gonna have to be that Psychic. And they're talking about what I'm talking about, where if you have 5 valid targets, you must pick all 5. You can't just pick 2 or 3. But you can still play the card if you have fewer than 5 valid targets in bin. How confusing. So we still could see Furret this match. And into Elm, so really digging. No more trainers for turn. We'll see if a Centric gets found. And does find the Sentret. That's a pretty strong hand with Oak and Gust and a bunch of energy. No metal though, and we haven't seen a Blissey yet, so unsure where those are hiding. Cyclone Energy could change things up. 2 retros, not very effective right now. Can't Gust when Elm was used, that's why I usually leave Elm on the board. And instead it will be Eek into that Tyrogue, succeeds on the baby flip. Prizing remains 4-3 in favor of Arcanine, but no Growlithe in sight, no Arcanines in sight. Cleffa's gonna come in, probably try to have to look for some. And it will be an Eek attempt, but it is a Tails. Is that a Goop Gas? I did not get a good look at that Chansey hand. What do we got here? No, that is... what the heck is that? Is that the Blissey? Yeah, those are the Blissies, okay. The art looked weird, but there are 2 Blissies in hand now, as well as a Gold Berry attached to each Chansey in play. Not enough to get attacking yet, though. Could always find her for Elm. Hard choices being made here. I assume it's because of Item Finder discarding. Alright, Eek is good, so Arcanine now has, well, I'm not sure if that Arcanine was in hand last turn, but there's an Arcanine there anyway. And immediately Eeking, throwing the hand back in, and everyone's gonna mash shuffle. Both sides cut. Fresh 7 from Eeking. And let's see, Metal, Devo Spray, Elekid, 2 Cyclone, and an Oak. So still no Furret to be found. Chansey could attach a Metal and start trying to take prizes. Not a bad idea to get some prizing because that slows down Buzzap later. You can't really use Buzzap as your opponent narrows down their prize pool. Elekid joins the bench. That's a fun tech card with Playful Punch because it's an ability. You can use it to flip a coin and on heads hit the opponent's active for 20. It also hits for weakness and resistance for some reason, and well, it's a good option if you don't have any way to attack that turn. Good for stall breaking, chips away at the game state. Elekid is a fun card, but it is an ability, and it also Psychic Attach for turn to Espeon. What was the other point about Elekid I was hoping to make there? It's an ability. Oh, and it ends your turn. Yeah, probably the most important part of it. Does not want to attach Psychic to Espeon. It will be the Metal to Chansey as I was talking about earlier, and it will be pressing for a prize. That's what I was expecting. Double Edge for 70, 60 recoil. It is good. That takes the Cleffa out, takes an energy off the board, and finds a Furret off the prize pile. Goldberry pops. Chansey has 20 damage on it now. And Tyrogue comes in, still a good Chansey answer, and into a Fan Club, good top deck. Certainly we'll see a Growlithe get grabbed. Quick deck check, it's looking like. Growlithe and Cleffa grabbed. You see the Arcanine is in hand for next turn. Might see just a fire attached for turn. Keep Buzzap where it is. No need to knock out your own Electro just yet. Ooh, a Finder. Discarding Mime and a Fire Energy. Mr. Mime probably not going to come in handy in this matchup. And looking for no removal gym. It's the 4th stadium we've seen played now. Stadium Wars ongoing. Finder for 2 of those stadiums. Fire Energy to Cleffa instead of the Growlithe. Could always Buzzap twice, I guess. Smash Punch is going to be good as well, so Chansey taking 50 damage goes up to 90. That Tyrogue is doing work. Chansey could force a double prize, knocking out both actives with a return to Double Edge. Furret comes down, finally online after all this time. 2 Sentrets were in the bin, but Furret makes it out anyway, following a Town Volunteers from earlier. Big choices to be made. Cyclone doesn't do much here because of the Cleffa on the bench. No Blissey in sight, I don't think. Psychic Attach for turn onto Espeon on the bench. Now we are scavenger hunting with Furret, shuffling 2 in, failing to find. Or at least I believe it's failed to find. Oak, okay, so now full hand going in the bin. Now scavenger hunting for fail to find makes sense to add some cards to your deck before burning through a bunch of it. Not sure how thin the piles are, but it's conservative, makes sense. Does find the Blissey off of that Oak. Now a die will be rolled for Blissey's ability, so if you're not familiar with Soft Boiled, when you play Blissey from your hand you flip a coin. If heads you heal 8 damage, if tails you heal 4. Looks like it was a head, so that takes 8 damage off the board, and Blissey maintains that 120 HP stat that Chansey has. And it has Body Slam for 4 colorless, it deals 30, and then you flip a coin for paralysis. So because of that metal energy, that can't knock out Tyrogue, which is good news for Arcanine. You could always bounce the metal with Espeon, but then you don't have enough energy to attach for the turn. We will now see a Devo Spray, bouncing that Blissey back to the hand. Some ordering questions here. So the way Hyper Devolution Spray works is that you cannot evolve a Pokemon the turn you devolve it, but you can devolve it the turn you evolve it, so order of operations. Happens a lot when it comes to bats. Alright, so after all that, Chansey has 10 HP remaining. And retreating, discarding a Retro Energy to bring Cleffa back in. Doesn't like the current board state to start trading for prizes. Now, if you did trade there, and at least take out the Tyrogue, you would really be disincentivizing those Buzzaps, because only 2 prizes would be needed to win, but prizing is 3-3 right now. Rolling for Playful Punch, okay. So Tails on the Playful Punch, so Elekid does not mark 20 on Tyrogue, the turn ends anyway. Arcanine comes down here, DCE onto the Arcanine, Gus in the Espeon, and Buzzap will trigger, allowing Chansey to prize up and fully powering Arcanine out of nowhere. And Takedown will take a prize on that Espeon, 80 damage to an 80 HP Espeon. Both sides are now at 2 prizes. Chansey comes active. We'll have to see if Arcanine can gust its way to victory here with 2 item finders going to Stadium Wars. I doubt it. I also don't know if this Chansey build is running energy removal, so we'll see if that Stadium War has been necessary or not. Black Star promo, Eevee joins the bench, or not? No, I can't see all of the attaches on Chansey, but I do believe it's a metal and a DCE, so it could come in and deal 70. Okay, yep, Cyclone attached for turn. I think that Chansey's ready to attack and deal 70. DCE, metal, and Cyclone, if I'm not mistaken. No, doesn't want the Cyclone on it? Does want the Cyclone on it. Yeah, that Chansey's got the KO available to it right now. But first, an item finder? Discarding Cleffa. And a Chansey keeping the Black Star promo Eevee. Curious to see what gets grabbed here. Gonna grab a Goldberry for that Chansey. Yep, makes sense with all the recoil about to happen. Cleffa free retreats out. Chansey comes in. Double Edge will deal 70. 60 on the recoil. Goldberry will pop, healing it down to only having 30 on it. And that'll be a prize. 1 prize needed now for Chansey to finish this game off. Still waiting for them to prize up. And once prized up, with 1 prize remaining for Chansey, that Buzzap is just not happening. Immediate Smash Punch deals 50 to Chansey thanks to some super effective damage. There's the prize up. Took a minute. So can't Buzzap when the opponent only needs 1 more prize. That Metal Energy just pushing Tyrogue 10 damage out from being able to knock out the Chansey the following turn. Chansey could, once again, double prize up and win the game here, so... Instead, opting to retreat. Evolves into Blissey. Okay, so we're going to see Soft Boiled again. Heals 80 on heads. And that is a heads. Heals 40 on tails. Attached return will be Warp onto the Blissey, who will now come in and can also just Body Slam for the KO. Metal comes off of it, bounced with Espeon. Oh wait, no, there is no Espeon. It retreated with the metal. Okay, yep. So retreats with the metal to get the damage back to normal. Body Slam to 30, powered up with 4 attaches, and that'll take out the Tyrogue. So thank you for watching. We will catch you next time for more WotC-20. Please comment, like, and subscribe to the Papa Jump Love channel.